You already know the vibes, man. We're back, live and direct. Okay, it's the gang here. We took a little hiatus, a little break. Okay, had to deal with some Disney's. Okay, but we are back. The whole crew's here. Of course, we were kind of jam-packed, it's a little tight corner, but we will make do. Okay. Glad to have my ladies black. glad to have my ladies back. Glad to have and black. Glad to have Valentine back. Okay, we got Wafo in the house, the legend himself. You know what I'm saying? So, we got 3 topics for y'all. We're gonna get right to it. Of course, you guys may know Wafo. Thank you for showing up for us, of course, man. Let's just get right to it. Of course, you guys may know. You guys do know what's going on in Nigeria with SARS and the police brutality and the corruption and the greed that's being taken place in Nigeria and also in other parts of Africa too, as well as Congo and the Ivory Coast and Liberia, Uganda, and other nations as well.
Just Africa, bro.
And yeah, the whole continent is in like peril. Honestly, turmoil is a good word for it because I don't like. I think I was talking to one of the ladies about this. How do you have a country so rich in natural resources and natural minerals and everything that we can? I mean, essentially, if we did it right, we could fund ourselves, do everything. We wouldn't need, the UK and China and all these other nations to try to come in and help us build or help us colonize or help us manufacture structure when we have essentially almost everything we need in our own land at our own disposal. Why do you think, just to get the conversation going, why do you think that our quote-unquote leaders look to these other nations for help, essentially? Or more or less help for help, because I mean they're going to them or they're signing some sort of laws or treaties that ignite something, but really low key it's just something for them to pocket more money or for them to get a law passed somewhere else so that it's all good for them. They're never really looking out for the people. You know what I mean?
I think you just answered your own question.
I feel that.
Put the pocket, put the money in their pocket.
It's all corruption.
Right.
It's just a bunch of most presidents in Africa. They're just a bunch of corrupt leaders. Like you look at all the presidents in Africa, they've served way more than the terms allowed to serve in their country.
Grab the mic.
For example, in Cameroon, where I'm from, the president's been president since 1973. You know how long that is? They're saying his son might be president when he dies. Mm-hmm. So that's not a presidency. That's a monarchy, dictatorship, whatever you want to call it. And if anybody runs against him, they suddenly disappear. Like and that's how it is in all the countries. You stand up, they break you back down. And the governments all go with the United States or Europe, the European government, so no one's going to say a thing about it. And the news is going to censor it. So you see SARS, this was just brought up now because social media is on it every single day. But think about it, they didn't bring this up this whole time, and it's been going on for months now, years. They just brought it up now, and that's because the governments of all these other countries in the UN, the UK, the United States, all these big countries they're not going to say a thing.
But that's my thing is though, like I don't our leaders see like what these other nations have done and like the destruction they've led to their, like look at America for example, fucking where, you know what I mean? We were just burning a few months ago. So it's like, if they see that, why do you think they're so
negligent?
Yes, to act on something or change, because at the end of the day they're all gonna preach the same, like these are my people, this is whatever, this and that, and like we can't do anything unless we enact change and blah blah this and that, but we're still in the same repetitive cycle of the same constant like BS. You know what I mean? Like how you said for Cameroon, how do you have one president in line from 1973 and on, like it's 2020, right? You know what I mean? Like that's a long time.
He's played nice.
People have lived and died in the time he's been president. If you want to think about it like that, you know what I'm saying? So we need to get out of like these old, because as much as we fault the United States for like as Africans looking at it from like an African point of view, as much as we fault them and say, oh, they're crazy, why are they doing this and that? Like I feel like we're just as at fault for not capitalizing or learning on their mistakes that they've done. You know what I mean? If I'm just fucking like, I don't know. I don't know. So it's just I don't get it. Like I don't understand the thought process in pillaging, killing, raping, and murdering your own people. The same thing that when you see on the news, you lash out about because like it's happening to other people in other countries and this and that. But then you do it to your own people and your own brothers and sisters in your country, and then turn a blind eye and try to say that like there's, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand the thought process as like Africans for that to make sense at all.
See, the problem with Africa is people think about it as like there's multiple parties, it's one party. The president owns the police, the Senate, he owns everything. So you run against him, you're pretty much running against the president and he owns the whole government. The president is the government. Here, the president doesn't run everything. Trump runs what he can, but at the same time, there's Democrats in the Senate and the Congress. There's different parts. It's compartmentalized where he can't get the whole checks and balances. But there's none of that in Africa. So once the president becomes president, he can pretty much make it to his point where he doesn't ever have to come out of presidency. And even now, recently, I heard something about the Guinea president. They actually have a constitution saying he can only serve 2 terms, but he's trying to pass a new constitution now that's saying he can serve 3 terms, and it resets the whole 3 that he already is, and he's like 84.
Wow.
So like he's gonna be in power for like 18 more years, which he'll die presidency. So it's just like that's all they have to do, loopholes, and he probably plays nice with whatever country was their colonizer before that. All they do is play nice, and once you play nice with the United States or any country, they let it go. They're gonna show it on the news. They're gonna try to fake help show the UN on newspapers, but it's gonna all come down to they're gonna do the same thing, play nice and let it go on how it is.
No, I'm saying, but if they know that, why can't they just I don't like greed is really like a motherfucker then, because for you to essentially sacrifice your own land and your own people for a couple, you know, however much money they're getting or however much treatment you're getting is just like beyond me. And like I don't know, man. Africa as a whole can it can be so much better. Like we don't Africa shouldn't be like, how can I say this?
They make their life.
There can be like, yeah, there's struggle everywhere, and there's like, you know, there's poverty almost just about everywhere. But like, for as much as Africa has like their poverty, there's a lot of like rich and vibrant places in Africa too that don't get as much publicity or shine as the as the slums and whatnot. But like I don't understand how these leaders can't. First of all, like we were talking about not too long ago. These leaders don't even live in the country. You know what I mean? So that's like Donald Trump being the president, but living in Venezuela and calling the shots from like Chile. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense to me, because they know that what they're doing is wrong, and they're scared to face the backlash of the people. And the thing that's fucked up is, sorry, I know I'm rambling, but the thing that's fucked up is because when the people come in and they want to have a voice, like Wafo said, and they want to do that, they silence you, you disappear, you die, there's mass genocides, you know what I mean? Yeah, and nobody's gonna do anything because, like how Wafo said, they have all the authority with the police and the banks and the this and that. They call the final shot. So it's like the whole thing is just so effed up. It is rigged. It is rigged. Then I don't know.
I just want to say Buhari's not even in Nigeria right now. He's in DC. With everything that's going on in Nigeria right now, he's literally in DC. For what? What do you have over here? Like, what is it in Massachusetts? What is it in the United States? God forbid, because people come after you over here. But what is it what is your business in DC as your people are literally dying? There's literally a genocide on the 28th, and you're over here saying there were no casualties. As I'm literally watching, scrolling through my timeline, I'm seeing dead bodies, and you're trying to tell me nobody died? You shut off the camera lights, you shut off the cameras, you shut off the lights, and you just lit a fire and started shooting that, and you're trying to tell me no one died? How does that make sense?
And that doesn't happen without like either call from him or with him knowing and saying, giving him the final go, the final order. You know what I'm saying?
He was also a general.
What I'm saying,
These people don't even have like the qualifications of being like actual presidents. Like this is a whole general in the military. Of course, people are gonna fucking listen to him. And to be quite honest, like Africa is so like corrupt. At least in Nigeria, that like the policemen, they're not even getting paid. Like they're really getting paid like this. No, nobody gets paid. They literally get paid once a month. So like, like, you know, like it's two like a two
that,
double-sided.
I feel you. That's why
they're not
niggas is
getting
like,
paid, nothing. That's why they have checkpoints, so they can call you and take your money because they're not getting paid every single month. Bro, I think someone said they're getting paid like maybe like 1 million, 3 million naira. That's what, like $20 a month.
Whoa.
To take care of your family. So like the checkpoint, like I can see, but then to go and do everything else, like nah, like that was really just some mess. Like you just see like dead bodies on the timeline for like the last couple of days, like, and like it's almost getting to the point where it's kind of like I'm just getting like I don't want to say like desensitized, but I'm definitely desensitized because like I'm just like dang, you see someone that was just on your timeline so many times like within the last week, and then it was like, oh, Nigeria will not kill me, and then 11 hours later Nigeria killed him. So then it's like, okay, so like now I feel like someone like plotted against him because how did he just tweet that now he's dead? Does that really make sense? Buhari, bro, we want you to step down. If you're not hearing it then, you're hearing it now. Step down. All y'all gotta go. Bye-bye.
Because, like, I don't know. Like you said, Africa as in and of itself can be such, like, we have so many natural resources from, like, gold, diamond, cobalt, copper, freaking anything. Like, anything. Anything you want, you can almost just essentially find it in Africa. But for some reason, we can't. These colonizers, I think these colonizers played a huge role in the way we kind of, in the way like Africans and the nations in Africa kind of conduct their business in the sense like, okay, I can just come in and wipe out people and get my power with fear, as opposed to lending out a hand and kissing babies and you know what I mean, trying to make the public like the whole thing needs to be flipped on its head. Like I would hate to say like make it a system where like it's like the United States and like there's some sort of electoral college and whatnot. But I think that you can definitely get all your citizens, know who all your citizens are and get them to vote or make it or get a structure, a democracy. Damn, man! A democracy! A democracy where there can be like actual real checks and balances and real power so that one person isn't at the top of the food chain giving all the orders and then like if you're not close to this top person you're not getting anything because you already know things are scarce. We have to be able to find jobs and find like all that stuff is like plausible with like it's Africa, this land, you can crop, you can harvest, you know what I mean? There's ways to do things and build infrastructure to get money in and and income into your country, but they don't want to do it.
I mean, how I see it is, I just look back into history, and you can really kind of see where all this stems from. Obviously, the Europeans, and then eventually the Americans. You come here. When we're in Africa, before all this nonsense, what were we doing? We were farming. We were taking care of our land, tending our land. Everyone had something. Everybody ate. Right. That was the mentality. I feel like politics now in Africa is how racism is in America, which is it's taught. You know what I'm saying? They came here, and what did they do to us? They got us out of our homes, shackled, chained us, killed us, shipped us around, used their power and authority to get what they wanted and to do whatever they wanted to do with us. They would steal our natural resources, they'll steal everything and do whatever they want to do with it for their gain. So now, that behavior, even though just the same way we're trying to fight racism, but it's getting better, but it's not there yet. The same way that's a thing is the same way how our politics are. We learned, oh shit, if you use strength, you use fear, you get people out of their comfort and you take whatever you want to take and without any regard of anyone else, then oh snap, I can be in power too. I can have all this money too, like these white people over here. They did this to our people, so why can't I do this to my people? This is my people at least, At least it's coming from someone that's from the country. It's a terrible mindset to have, but it hasn't been lost, We were taught that shit, and it's now part of our culture and our society in Africa, And it's sad, and it's very sad. But like, especially at least in America, there's some checks and balances. In Africa,
There's none.
there's none. So change is gonna be even slower in Africa than it's slow as shit here. So can you imagine over there? You know what I'm saying? It's so slow.
Something that